Hey everybody, it's Sheepdog. Welcome to Sheepdog Logic. I just thought I'd give you an update. It's been a while. Trying to get my camera where I don't know. I guess that's good enough. Anyway, got some news. Got some good news. We have the cab over in the shop as of Monday. It's been in the shop. And one of the first things they did was take the radiator out. So let's look at that, because I got it on the back of my pickup truck. And let's see what we got. All right, so this is the front of the radiator. I don't know how well, I can't see hardly any detail, but maybe y'all can. But you can see at the bottom, it's all rotted out. Got some messed up fins. I mean, this radiator's pretty old. I think it's the original. I have no doubt. There's the tag. There's the top part. Well, get you around here, look at that. It ain't bad shape, it just needs to be cleaned up. Yeah, just needs this is the gasket. So they'll clean it up, and I mean, if I get it, I gotta call Monday and find out what they want to charge me to recore it. It's gonna get recore. This is a 3-core radiator. And I don't know what they're gonna charge me, but there's a place here in Grand Rapids, Michigan that'll recore it for me, but I never have found out what the cost is. I keep forgetting to ask them. And here's the bottom on this side. You can see this is all chewed up. Got some pretty big holes in it, dents or whatever. It's chewed up at the top, chewed up at the bottom. Missing parts of it right here, all through there missing. And here's the bottom part. That's the relief valve right there. And it needs to be replaced, cleaned up, replaced. This bolt's had to be cut off, so that's got to be taken out and replaced. You can see that neck's pretty bad shape, at least I think you can see it. Obviously this hose had to be cut to get off, that's no big deal, that's going to be replaced. This is all going to be cleaned up. New gasket as well, if I go that route. Now there's a brand new one I can buy for, they quoted me $3,500 for it, and that's pretty expensive, but I got to thinking about what's a recore going to cost me. I might just want to spend a little bit of extra money just to get a brand new one, right? Brand new one. I don't know. I'll call them Monday, find out what the recore is going to cost me, and I can tell you what the cab over is going to cost me. Approximately 10 grand to get it not completely done, but the majority of it done. All the hard stuff, you know, the radiator, there's a lot of parts I mentioned in the past that need to be replaced on the motor, the exhaust manifold, the exhaust cooler, the aftercooler. I'm putting Jake brakes on it, and then the new injection pump needs to be put on it, and the starter needs to be put on it. We're going to get it running. I got 2 mechanics working on it. Tim, my normal mechanic, works on my regular truck. It's at his shop. And then John, who I wanted to work on the engine to begin with, who just doesn't have the time. He's a wanted man, very knowledgeable. Been working on Cummins engines his whole life, since he was a teenager. And but he's helping Tim. Tim's going to do the majority of the work, but he's going to come over and do like the overhead, putting the jakes on. Yeah, we got to do that cam follower because it leaks, so we got to reseal that up. So he's going to be a part of that too. And probably looking at a month or so, and then I'll get it back, and then I got to do things like the horns, hook up some lights, and just little stuff. So, but it'll be running when I get it back. So the exhaust will be done. They're doing the exhaust, hooking the exhaust up. I'm buying all the parts except for a few parts that I can't buy that John can still get. And just so happens Tim at his shop, he's got a big cam Cummins, and some of the parts on that will fit on mine. And we're thinking the exhaust cooler will actually, it looks the same. It's the same one, but it looks way better shape than mine. So we're going to just take it off that engine and put it on mine. So that'll be just pretty much labor and used parts. I got all the parts, so this is all going to be labor, just a lot of labor. But I'm having them do it because I just don't want to be doing it out here, right? Out here in this parking lot, you know, maybe right there. It was down there past them white trucks right there. But, you know, I don't mind working outside, you know that. But sometimes you run across things and you need a torch, you need a forklift, you know, like getting that radiator out, right? There wasn't no way I was going to get that out sitting over here in this parking lot. Wasn't no way. Wasn't no way. Didn't have the torch, didn't have the forklift, which I could have used the forklift from the building. But let's just say, you know, I would have ran into problems and would have had to have them do it anyway. So I didn't want to take the chance on any of that stuff, just like the exhaust manifold. That's been on there for a long time. They know, you know, they know how to get them bolts out. That aftercooler, getting that cover, that top part off is going to be fun, and I didn't want nothing to do with that. John, he seems to think it ain't going to be no problem. He seems to think that getting parts for that ain't going to be no problem. So we're going to let him do it, and I'll gladly pay for it because, well, I'd rather pay somebody to do it that knows what the hell they're doing than me attempt to do it. And I'm out here in the elements, you know, trying to do it on asphalt. And and I don't even know what I'm doing 50% of the time. Yeah, I know how to work on things, I know how to figure things out, but that don't mean I should be tackling everything, right? So I was going to have John do the engine, but he could never get it in, so I took it over to Tim's. Now they just got it in Monday, this past Monday. Today's Saturday, the 16th, I believe. No, 14th. And so Monday, this past Monday, the 9th, I think it was. And anyway, yeah. So it's in the shop. It's being worked on. Tim's called me every day since he's had it. So, I think he's kind of excited to have it because it's nothing he's ever worked on before. And John's been over already, and he's coming over Monday. They're going to start it Monday. I'm hoping to be there. I told Tim I wanted to videotape it for you guys because I told you guys I was going to videotape it when it first started after all these years. It's probably been since 2020. That was probably the last time it started. Maybe 2019. Or I mean, 2019, maybe 2019. But I parked it in 2017. Didn't work on it 2018. I think I started working on it 2019, but I was starting it every year. Or every couple of times, you know, every month or every few months. And then something happened where I couldn't start it. Well, what happened was I was ignorant. And here's what I was ignorant about. I had the block heater plugged into the garage. And I was using just a regular extension cord. I didn't know no different. Nobody ever taught me nothing about that. So I didn't know. I didn't know how many amps were pouring through there. So I just never knew. Just plug it in. And that's what I plugged Lieutenant Watermelon in with an extension cord until somebody finally told me, you know, and I was plugging in my pickup, right? Plugging in my pickup. And that's actually how I found out because I thought there was a problem with my block heater on the pickup. Turns out I was using the wrong cord. So after I hooked up a heavy duty cord to it like you're supposed to, everything works fine on it now. And the same with my Lieutenant Watermelon. So if I'd have known that, then I could have left the Sgt Major plugged in all the time with a bigger cord and everything would have been fine. But what happened was it was a regular extension cord. My mother-in-law was still around at that time, and she got nervous because the cord was hot and soft. Well, of course it was. It had a lot of amps running through it. I didn't you know, like I said, I never thought about it. I thought the block heater was old and just wasn't working anymore and was shorting out or something, so I just unplugged it. And then I just left it. So I never started again after that. Well, mainly because I took the, I mean, that was part of it, but also because I took the injection pump off and had that rebuilt. And then I didn't want to put it back on because I was going to replace that cam follower, which at the time I didn't know that was a cam follower, right? So that's all on video. You can watch me making my mistake. I was told by many that I'd messed up big time, but I know I haven't. I know I haven't messed up. It's fine. It'll be fine. They're going to fix that, but John, he wants to hear the motor run before they put all this time into it. Even they won't take my word for it. They want to actually hear it run. I don't blame them. I know it'll run. I know it runs. It ran when I parked it. It ran just fine. Nothing I've done has affected how it's going to run at all. So I know they'll be able to get it started. Yeah, it might they're going to have to prime the fuel, obviously, because I put on new fuel lines. And there's fuel in the tank from 2017, 8 years. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, so they'll get it running, and they'll see that it runs just fine. And so we got work to do to that engine, but it's in the shop now, so it's getting done. It's they already started on it. Like I said, they already started on it. They got the radiator out first thing. The next thing is getting it started. And they're going to do that corner piece, that swivel. You've seen that. That's on my videos. Y'all have to just check them out because I don't have none of that stuff here now. And but I'll take you over there when some things get done so you can see some upgrades. But definitely going to get back to the video part of it starting. If I can't be there when they start it, then Tim's going to take some video of it being started for me. And I'll get that video to you guys. Other than that, divorce, court, July 14th. I'll be a single man. And that's working out well. Me and the soon-to-be ex-wife are still friends. We're still friends. We've known each other 40 years. You can't just erase a relationship after 40 years, you know. So we're still friends. We get along better now that we're separated. We're not, you know, husband and wife no more. I mean, legitimately, but not legally yet. But July 14th, it'll be legal. We get along better now, but she's, between me and you guys, she's definitely finding out that she's losing a lot by getting rid of me. So, whatever. It's done and done. So, it's done and done. But, okay, some new. I don't know if I told you this on the last video, but hey, look at here. What's hooked up to old Lieutenant Watermelon there? Is that a container? It damn sure is. I did shuttles yesterday. You know, it's on my videos, guys. If you're new to the channel and this is your first video or the last couple, you're gonna have to check out some of the older ones. I used to run shuttles from here, this warehouse. I pick them up here. You can see the trailer right there. That's one of our trailers right there. We load up with auto parts and we take them to an hour and 10 minutes away going east and drop and hook, come back. And that's one trip. We'll do 3 trips. We used to do 4 a day, every day. And then they cut them down because when drivers break down, it's harder to get rid of 4 than, give out 4 to somebody else than it is to give out 3. So they shut that down about 1.5 years ago. So now we do 3 a day. But as of January, yeah, I'll say January, they've come way, well, actually before January, late last year, they cut them way down. And I told my dispatch, hey, if y'all can't give me 3, then just send me to Chicago. So I've been running to Chicago and back. I haven't done shuttles in 2 months, and I just did 4 yesterday. Wore me out. That was a long day. That's a 12.5, 13-hour day. Yep. But doing the container is usually about 12 hours a day. Going to Chicago and back, about average 12 hours a day. So, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Paying off my debt and getting the cab over going. I got a company to put it on, but they ain't hiring right now. But hopefully by the time Sgt Major gets done, they're hiring again. They got 19 drivers right now. This is how good this company is. They got 19 drivers doing containers to Chicago and back. And none of them drivers even though that company has cut down to 3 days a week, sometimes 4. A lot of the drivers don't have a problem staying at home, but they haven't quit. They haven't found a different company. They stay there because they know it's a good company to work for. Some of you might know them. It's Zeeland Freight Services out of Zeeland, Michigan. It's about a 45-minute drive from here. And they'll take Sgt Major, but they ain't hiring right now. So I got to hope that they'll be hiring by the time Sgt Major gets all wrapped up and ready to rock and roll. And but like I said, once it gets done at the shop, it's going to come back here. It'll be running at that time. I still got to put air horns on it, replace the air horns. I got to hook up 2 sets of lights, fog lights, work lights. Got to hook them up with a switch. Little things, just little things, touch-ups after that. I got to get new tires on it. Them tires are from 2017. Yeah, they still look good, but they were used when I bought them, so they're old. I'm just going to get brand new tires all the way around. And I'm really trying to figure. I got to figure out tomorrow if I'm going to buy a new radiator or get a record. So trying to think if there's anything else I can give you guys, because there ain't really been much going on, to be honest with you. I just been working 6 days a week. I ain't worked on nothing. Now, as far as the motorcycle goes, I got it out. I've rode it probably 300 miles. I ain't rode it much because I've been working. And oh, I'm gonna show you a picture of something I changed on it. I think you'll like it. I did work on the bike, but it was a 10-minute job, and I'm gonna show you what I did now. Yeah, so that's what I did. Other than that, I'm gonna change the radio in the bike because the new radio has all the gauges. It's got like 50 different gauges that you can put on the main screen. So when you're riding down the road, you'll see, fuel pressure, oil temperature, whatever you want. It'll have 5 gauges on the screen, and you can swap them around whatever gauge you want on there. Anyway, that's why I'm getting that radio, because I don't have that now. All I got: speedometer, tach, battery, fuel. I have the oil temperature, new dipstick that shows the oil temperature. But I got a fan I put on it a couple years ago too, on the oil cooler. So even when the temperature of the oil gets high enough, the fan kicks on, which I heard it kick on the other day, so I know it works. Well, I don't know. The camper's still a camper. It's still doing what it's doing. I haven't done nothing to it. Cooking more, and I hate cooking. I'd rather just go buy my food and eat it. But this food that we buy out here is just junk. It's junk for our bodies. Our bodies don't like man-made food, and you know what I'm talking about, man-made food, all right? Its base isn't man-made, but what they put in it, how they process it and all that, it's man-made. So it's got chemicals in it and stuff in it that's just bad for our body, and there's a reason for that, okay? There's a reason for that. And maybe one day, if y'all comment on this video and you tell me you want to know more about it, I'll tell you about it. But I don't want to waste my time on people that don't want to hear about the food industry or big pharma or all that. So it costs me about $500 a month to eat the cleanest food there is. It's clean. And they got no chemicals, nothing. The beef is how am I saying that? They're pasture raised. They're grass raised, grass finished, grass, something like that. In the way they start out on grass and they finish on grass. That's all they eat. They don't get no grain. They don't get no GMOs. They don't get no shots, hormone shots, none of that stuff. This is where I get my beef from. And yeah, beef, eggs, and fish. All the fish you want, you can eat. I mean, as long as you get it from a clean source, And not all our fish is clean. The fish you buy from the store ain't clean. Anyway, I'm going back on it, and I don't want to waste your time on that if you don't want to hear that. So, the Sgt Major's in the shop. He's being worked on as I speak. They got the radiator out. They're going to get it started Monday or Tuesday. And once they hear it running, then they're going to commence to replacing, like I said, the exhaust manifold, the exhaust cooler, the aftercooler cover, just the cover itself, and get that cam follower sealed up. And John actually said he might have the shim and the gasket in his shop. That'd be awesome. And what else we got? Install the Jake brakes. So the Jake brakes will be installed once it gets back here. The engine will be done. We got some belts we got to put on. Damn, is there anything else? There might be some lines we got to replace because it's been sitting for a while now, and some of them lines were pretty shoddy to begin with. So, you know, coolant lines, air lines, stuff like that around the engine. We may have to change some of that stuff, but that's no big deal. Just the big stuff, like I said, the exhaust manifold, the exhaust cooler, the aftercooler, the cam follower, the Jake brakes installed, the overhead done. And obviously during that time, all that stuff on top is going to be checked out. You know, the lifters and the injectors, and they're all going to be checked out. They're going to put a scope down it, check out the cam and all that stuff. And that motor ran, dude. Guys, I'm telling you straight up, that motor ran like a raped ape when I drove that truck. Somebody had the injection pump turned up way too much. I mean, you hit that pedal and you'd be thrown back in your seat. I mean, that's how much they had it turned up. But just by that alone, it was running perfect. I drove it for 3 months up north, back up to I forgot the name of the town now. It's up north, south of Cadillac, south of Petoskey. Just south of Petoskey, right in that area. And then I'd go up there and get a trailer, take an empty one and pick up a loaded one and bring it to Michigan City, drop and hook, bring it back, and I'd park for the day. That took me 11 hours a day to do that. And I did it with the Sgt Major, and it ran just fine. Yeah, it ain't no damn hill climber, right? You know it ain't. I mean, there's a hill up there it slowed me down, but not crawling or nothing. It just ain't got the power of these new trucks, that's all. But that big Cam Cummins will get it along. I ain't worried. It do 80 miles an hour down the straight, no problem. You know what I mean? And it ran smooth, ran great. Didn't smoke, didn't do nothing. So I'm not worried about it. I know it'll start and I know it'll run. And it'll run even better when we get them Jakes on there. And I got them straight pipes. I ordered 108-inch chrome 5-inch stacks, and they're over there now. They'll be put on before it comes back here. So it'll have dual exhaust set up, running, good to go. And them Jake brakes will sound good through that exhaust, won't they? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Oh, man. That reminds me of a story. When I used to live in Tennessee, we used to go fishing at this one spot. And right at that one spot, there was a guy with I think it was a Kenworth. It might have been a Peterbilt. I can't remember. It was orange, though, Tennessee orange. And he had dual stacks on it, and he'd come down the hill. We'd be over here fishing right here, and the road was right over there about 20 feet, and he'd come down the hill back home. I don't know where he went with it, but he'd be coming back, and them Jakes would just be loud as loud could be, boy, just loud. And I just smile because I love that sound. So I can't wait to hear Sgt Major with his Jake brakes. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm sorry. I apologize that there ain't much videos coming out. I apologize. I know that some of y'all really want to see more videos, but the Sgt Major's being worked on. When I go over there, I'll take the camera with me, and if I can videotape anything, well, at least I can do is videotape what the Sgt Major looks like in the garage right now. I can at least do that. They ain't, like I said, they ain't did nothing except take the radiator out right now. Oh, and Austin, he works for Tim. And you'd have to go back and look at some older videos, but I bought a set of fifth wheel ramps, specifically the ones that go on that frame for that fifth wheel, that height and everything. And he already started welding them on. Well, he's got them pretty much 75% welded on right now, and a couple bolts on each side, so them will be on. And I still got to paint the frame. I never did finish painting the frame, so I got to finish painting all that up so it's all one color. get the brake chambers replaced on the front. So I got to get one of them off and go to International and get a replacement. Yeah, so we've got there's about 24 things that need to be done, about 24 things, and they're going to do about a dozen of them, and then I got to do a dozen small things, and it'll be, then I'm going to get it DOT inspected by an actual DOT officer, and once he gives me that stamp of approval, then I'll see where I can put it, and I'll keep you guys in the loop, and I'll even put the camera in the truck if I start driving it. I'm still got some things up in the old sheepdog head here. I don't know. I'm actually thinking about selling it. I want to get out of Michigan. That's the key. I don't even want to be here next winter. I don't. I want to head south. And so I got some things cooking. But we'll see what happens. For now, y'all have a good one.